His name became the heartbeat of nightmares, a creature of darkness, a monster of legend, Dracula. But behind the vampire myth lies a real man, a prince, a warrior, a ruler so feared that even an empire trembled before him. This is the true story of Count Dracula. Our story begins in the winter of 1431. In the Transylvanian town of Sighisoara, a child is born to Vlad, to a nobleman sworn to protect Christian Europe from Ottoman expansion. His father belonged to an elite, chivalric brotherhood, the Order of the Dragon. In honor of this, he carried the title Vlad Dracula, Vlad the Dragon, and so the newborn was named Vlad Dracula, meaning son of the dragon. Centuries later, that name would evolve into Dracula. When Vlad was still a boy, a political storm swallowed him whole. His father was forced to send Vlad and his younger brother Radu as hostages to the Ottoman Empire. They were not prisoners in chains, but hostages of diplomacy. In Edirne, Vlad learned the Ottoman language, warfare tactics, and court politics. But he also learned cruelty, humiliation, and the reality that his life hung by a thread. Radu adapted and became favored by the Sultan. But Vlad burned with resentment, a fire that would define his destiny. Wallachia was a kingdom torn between two giants, Ottoman power to the east and Hungarian power to the west. When Vlad finally returned, he found betrayal, corruption, and chaos. Rival boyar families fought for control. Foreign powers meddled in every decision. Vlad believed only a ruler of iron could restore order, and he seized the throne with determination and vengeance. It did not take long for Vlad III to gain the name that history would never forget. Vlad Țepeș, Vlad the Impaler. He used impalement not out of madness, but strategy. In a land infested with crime, corruption, and treachery, Vlad turned fear into law. Thieves, traitors, spies, all faced the same punishment. Foreign ambassadors who refused to remove their hats before the prince had the hats nailed to their skulls. Some chronicles exaggerated, turning him into a supernatural demon. But even the truth was terrifying enough. In 1462, the Ottoman Empire marched to conquer Wallachia. The Sultan Mehmed II, the conqueror of Constantinople, sent a massive army to crush Vlad. Outnumbered, Vlad chose a tactic as daring as it was deadly. On the night of June 17th, he launched a surprise attack on the heart of the Ottoman camp. His target: kill the Sultan. Chaos erupted. Flames, steel, screams in the darkness. Vlad and his riders tore into the camp like shadows with swords. He failed to kill Mehmed, but the message was clear. The next day, when the Sultan advanced toward Vlad's capital, he found a sight so horrifying that even he trembled. A forest of 20,000 impaled bodies. The Sultan whispered, "How can we defeat a man who does this?" Horrified, the great army returned to his enemies. Vlad was a sadist, a devil, a monster who ruled by torture and fear. But to many Romanians, he remains a protector, a prince who defended his people when no one else could. He punished the corrupt, crushed invaders, and kept Wallachia free. Was he cruel? Yes, but he was shaped by a cruel world. The truth of Vlad Țepeș lives between horror and heroism, a ruler forged by war and survival. In 1476, Vlad died in battle. Some say he was betrayed by his own men. Others say he fell fighting Ottoman soldiers. His head was severed and sent to the Sultan as proof of victory. But his burial place remains a mystery. Legends say he lies in Snagov Monastery. Others believe a tomb in Naples may be his final resting place. Dracula's body is gone, but his legend remains. 4 centuries later, in 1897, an Irish writer named Bram Stoker stumbled upon the name Dracula in dusty historical papers. He learned of the Impaler's terrifying reputation. He read legends of Transylvanian spirits and undead beings. From fragments of folklore and history, he forged a new creature, Count Dracula, the immortal vampire. He lived in a castle, feared sunlight, drank blood, and could not die. But behind the cape, the fangs, the coffin, was the shadow of Vlad the Impaler. Today, Dracula is everywhere. Books, films, shows, games. He has become the king of all monsters. But the real story is far more haunting than the legend. Vlad the Impaler never drank blood. He never turned into a bat. He never lived forever. Yet, in a way, he did, because more than 500 years after his death, his name still echoes through the world. Empires have fallen. Cities have crumbled. Centuries have passed. But Dracula never dies, because legends are stronger than flesh, and fear is more eternal than blood. This was the true story of Count Dracula. If you enjoyed this historical deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more cinematic stories from history's darkest corners. Comment below: hero, monster, or misunderstood ruler? Who do you think Vlad Dracula truly was? See you in the next chapter.